Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Data Structures Theory Session. In a previous one, we have started looking at types of data structures. We looked at array, right, and limitations of array, how we can overcome these limitations. We may use linked list to overcome all the problems that occurs with array, right? So linked list is again nothing but collection of elements. It doesn't require continuous memory allocation, right? Even insert and delete operation will be quicker compared to array. But one limitation is there with linked list, and that is extra memory required to remember address of next node. Now that's only one direction link, forward link, next node. If you also want to remember previous node, you will need one more pointer to remember previous node address, and so on. So extra memory required here. That's one disadvantage of linked list. But linked list is totally dynamic. It doesn't have any limitation on number of elements. Okay, so it is not a fixed size also. After that, we looked at stack. Now stack can be implemented using array, using linked list, both. So just stack is nothing but a behavior, FIFO behavior, last in, first out, LIFO behavior. So that is stack, and we have looked at queue, which is FIFO behavior, first in, first out. Stack, your array will have only one end open, other end is closed. Whereas in queue, your both ends are open. From one side, you are going to insert your element, and from the other side, you are going to delete your element. That's how it works. So in stack, we have to remember only one position, which is top. In queue, we have to remember two positions, rear and front. So that's what the queue is, right? And now let's continue the same thing. And let us go through the remaining data structures that we want to cover here. Fine. So the next one is tree. Look, tree is a widely used data structure because it resembles most of the real world examples. Tree and a graph, these two you are going to find in multiple places because it is actually going to be applied on multiple real world examples. Like wherever you have any kind of parent and child relationship, you are going to create a tree because tree has that relationship maintained within the data structure itself. Now, let us understand how tree looks and how it can be managed. So we are going to use this tree data structure widely. Now, every tree has a root element pointed by a root pointer. So just like in linked list, you have head or start. Linked list में हमारे पास head या तो फिर start था. Similarly here, tree के बारे में हमारे पास root रहेगा. That will be the starting point, root. अगर root null है, then your tree is empty. Otherwise, root is pointing to some node, and that node will be called root node. And from that root node, you can create your tree, you can expand your tree. Fine. So a simple binary tree structure is shown here. Whatever tree you are looking at right now, it is a binary tree. Unordered, there is no order in the data. So a simple binary tree. Now at the time of tree, unit number 3, nonlinear data structures, we will have a look at different types of trees. We have binary tree, we have binary search tree, we have n-array tree, okay, and number of different trees we will look later on. But this is how you create your tree. Now this is how we represent tree, but in terms of a program, these are nothing but going to be your nodes. Okay, the vertex in a tree is going to be the node in your program, and edges in your tree is nothing but going to be the pointer in your program, right? So the earlier tree was something like this: 7, then 4, then 9. But what we do here, this is going to be vertex in a tree, but it is going to be node in our program, and that node is this one. Now, as you all know, node is nothing but a structure which can have number of members inside. सिंगली लिंक लिस्ट हमने जो देखा था तो वहां पे हमने डेटा और नेक्स्ट पॉइंटर लिया था. यहां पे हम क्या करेंगे, एक डेटा और 2 पॉइंटर लेंगे. एक राइट साइड रहेगा, दूसरा लेफ्ट साइड रहेगा. सो विल हैव 2 पॉइंटर्स, LPTR, RPTR, left pointer and right pointer. So your node is for tree, your node is going to be something like struct node. You'll have one data part, and then there are 2 pointers, okay, and both the pointers will have same data type, struct node. One is left pointer and the other one is right pointer, like this way, LPTR and RPTR. So left pointer is going to point the left child within a tree. So this is going to be LPTR, okay, and this is going to be RPTR, right pointer, and this is going to be your data. 7 is going to be your data, okay. So likewise, all the vertices are going to be nodes. So we have all these nodes. We can create as many nodes as we want, and then we can maintain these pointers properly so that we are going to have the same structure, right? So address of 4 will be stored in LPTR of root node, correct? This is my root node, and the address of this node is stored here. That's what we do. Now, as a developer, we are going to write proper code so that all these things will be maintained. Whenever we create a new node, we will have the address, and we will store that address at a proper place, so this entire structure will be maintained. Okay, so we will see that part when we start looking at trees and creating trees program. Okay, yeah, so that's what the tree is. Now, advantage here, very much simple. It provides quick search, because if you have a search tree, if you have ordered tree, then by looking at root node, you can make a decision whether I should go to left side or I should go to right side. Now, if you go to left side, then you are simply neglecting the right portion of your tree. You need not to have a look at those nodes. तो आप जो search process कर रहे हो, that is going to be somewhat faster. On every place, आप कुछ decision लोगे, and that decision is going to reduce your calculation. So that's how we can say it can provide quick search. Even insert and delete operations are simply like linked list. जैसे लिंक लिस्ट में हम इंसर्ट डिलीट करते हैं, सेम वे हियर इंसर्ट डिलीट भी पॉइंटर मैनेज करने से हो जाएगा. सो अ क्विक ऑपरेशन. एक डिसएडवांटेज है यहाँ पे, व्हेन वी डिलीट समथिंग इट इज क्विकर but it is complex one. Okay, complicated delete operation, because the complexity is, what if I delete this node 4? अगर मैं 4 को डिलीट करता हूं तो उसके 2 चिल्ड्रन हैं 2 and 5. Now here comes the complexity, the problem. Which child should take place of its parent? 4 की जगह पे कौन आएगा, 2 या 5? And that creates somewhat complicated decision. Process जल्दी होगा, लेकिन ये जो complexity है, that's in terms of taking a decision which should take a place. And we will look at that example when we see the delete operation on binary search tree. Okay, so these are the advantages and disadvantages. And the best example to have a look at tree is family tree. I hope हर किसी के पास अपना family tree होगा, maybe. अगर ज़्यादा नहीं तो at least 2 to 3 generations you have. शायद आपका जो नेटिव प्लेस है वहाँ पे आपकी पूरी रेस का फैमिली ट्री हो सकता है. नाउ आई डू हैव दैट थिंग. आई नो दैट आई एम इन द 14th generation of my entire family tree, and inside that family tree we do have more than 1100 persons. But if I want to create that entire tree in a software, then somehow I need to create tree, because our family tree has a relationship like a person, then child, or maybe father, grandfather, great grandfather, and so on. So there is a relation between parent and child, and that can be preserved easily if you create trees, right? Now before few years I have created entire family tree of my race in a website. So it is live, it is available, and I can search my name inside. So at that time I have implemented this one. So this is just an example. If you want to implement that thing in a software or anywhere in a system, then you need to go for trees. Now trees can be created using array, using linked list. अभी जो एग्जाम्पल आप स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हो ये लिंक लिस्ट का एग्जाम्पल है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे नोड एंड पॉइंटर्स है. एरे में भी हम ट्री को स्टोर कर सकते हैं, बट वहाँ पे एरे की लिमिटेशंस आ जाएगी. फिक्स्ड साइज, अगर नया एलिमेंट आता है पुराने को शिफ्ट करना पड़े, देन देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम. फिक्स्ड साइज एरे पहले से ले लिया, लेट्स से 50 एलिमेंट्स का एरे मैंने ले लिया, और देन ट्री के अंदर मैंने सिर्फ 4 नोड ही इंसर्ट किए, 4 डेटा स्टोर किया, तो बाकी का एरे जो है वो खाली रहेगा. सो देयर आर मल्टीपल प्रॉब्लम्स विथ एरे. इफ यू आर क्रिएटिंग ट्री यूजिंग एरे, then wasting of memory will increase. That's why most of the time trees will be created using linked list. Okay, so this is the example of tree. Next is the graph. Just like tree, graph is also going to be used at multiple places, and the generalization of tree, we can say it is a graph, or a special kind of graph can be tree. ये दोनों एक तरह से एक ही है. ट्री को आप ग्राफ बोल सकते हो, ऐसा ग्राफ कि जहां पे कोई साइक्लिक पाथ या लूप जनरेट ना हो, तो हम उसे ट्री बोल सकते हैं. ओके, सो ट्री इज नथिंग बट अ स्पेशल काइंड ऑफ ग्राफ. या तो फिर ग्राफ को हम जनरलाइज वे रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ ट्री बोल सकते हैं. फाइन. नाउ व्हाट इज ग्राफ? बेसिकली इट इज कलेक्शन ऑफ वर्टाइसेस एंड एजेस, right? Endpoints and the connections. Endpoint is your vertex. You can represent your vertex as a node in a graph, and the edges are nothing but the references, pointers, links. Edges are going to connect your vertices. So in general, this is how you draw your graph, where you have number of vertices and then there are edges. Edges may be directed or undirected. आपको डायरेक्शन दी गई हो, ओके, देन इट इज कॉल्ड डायरेक्टेड ग्राफ. हर एक एज की प्रॉपर डायरेक्शन यहाँ पे बताई है, देन इट इज गोइंग टू बी डायरेक्टेड ग्राफ. अगर डायरेक्शंस नहीं दी है, लेट्स से अ सिंपल वन, if you have 4 vertices and you have some connections but there is no direction given, then it can be called undirected graph. Undirected edges can be considered as bidirectional also. अगर डायरेक्शन नहीं दिया है तो आप उस एज को किसी भी डायरेक्शन में कंसिडर कर सकते हो. सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी इक्वल टू bidirectional graph. Okay, so both are equal. Then sometimes you can also see some numbers or labels of edges. And those are nothing but weight of a particular edge, and it is called weighted graph. Weighted graph. Now ये weight क्या हो सकता है? Now let us take an example of a network. आप जब लैब में बैठते हो, एक लैब के अंदर मान लो कि 25 कंप्यूटर हैं और वो सारे कंप्यूटर एक नेटवर्क के साथ कनेक्टेड है. Graph is a proper way to represent any kind of network. Now look, I am saying any kind of network. वो नेटवर्क कंप्यूटर का हो सकता है, वो नेटवर्क एयरलाइंस ट्रैफिक का हो सकता है, वो नेटवर्क रोडवेज सिटीज जो है उसका भी हो सकता है. इट कैन बी एनीथिंग. एंड देन ये जो वेट्स हैं वो डिपेंड करेंगे आप कौन सा नेटवर्क या तो फिर कौन सा ग्राफ बना रहे हो. If your vertices are nothing but cities, Ahmedabad, Baroda, Chennai, Delhi, तो ये जो एज है वो कहलाएगा connected road, and the weights can be the number of kilometers. Ahmedabad to Baroda कितने किलोमीटर्स है, वो किलोमीटर आप एज अ वेट दिखा सकते हो. If it is airways, then it's gonna be the air distance. If it is computer network, then it is going to be the cost of that connection. एक कंप्यूटर को दूसरे कंप्यूटर के साथ कनेक्ट करने की जो कोस्ट है वो कोस्ट आप दिखा सकते हो एज अ वेट. एंड नॉट ओनली किलोमीटर्स, यू कैन ऑल्सो से दैट ओके एयर फेयर या तो फिर बस की टिकट जो है वो टिकट भी आप एज अ वेट दिखा सकते हो. सो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन योर रिक्वायरमेंट कि आपको कौन सा डेटा स्टोर करना है. ग्राफ के अंदर आप टिकट फेयर दिखाना चाहते हो तो ये वेट टिकट की कॉस्ट हो जाएगी. ग्राफ के अंदर आप डिस्टेंस दिखाना चाहते हो तो ये वेट्स किलोमीटर्स हो जाएंगे, एंड सो ऑन. ओके, सो likewise you can create a graph. Now once you have a graph, there are number of algorithms which we can perform on the given graph to find some information. मान लो कि ये वर्टाइसिस सिटी है और कनेक्टेड एजेस जो है वो किलोमीटर्स हैं, and you want to find out shortest path from one city to other city. You want to find out all possible paths from one city to another city. Then that's the application of graph and some kind of algorithm. So when you use Google Map, at the end it is using the same thing. It is using a graph and it is making use of some algorithms. Now definitely they are using some advanced algorithms, but we will have few basic algorithms in the same semester. We will follow some of the shortest path algorithms. We will see those algorithms here. Google is taking multiple inputs to the account. They are not only kilometers, they are taking multiple inputs. They are taking live inputs also. अगर at present अगर कहीं पे blockage है, traffic है, तो वो ये भी दिखाता है. And Google is rerouting you through the other path. So definitely they are using multiple algorithms, but हम at least shortest path का algorithm इसी semester में देखेंगे. Fine. So you will have some idea how you can perform some operations on a graph. Now even graph is kind of a tree. So graph can also be created using linked list. But यहाँ पे जो है, look for your tree, it was fixed. अगर बाइनरी ट्री है तो 2 चिल्ड्रन ही रहेंगे. अगर एनरे ट्री है तो वहां पे n चिल्ड्रन बनेंगे. But in terms of graph, it is not fixed how many pointers you need. कोई एक ग्राफ के अंदर कोई एक वर्टेक्स ऐसी है जहां पे 3 पॉइंटर चाहिए, तो कोई एक वर्टेक्स ऐसी है जहां पे सिर्फ 2 पॉइंटर चाहिए. ग्राफ के अंदर आइसोलेटेड वर्टेक्स भी हो सकती है जहां पे कोई इनकमिंग आउटगोइंग एज नहीं है. सो देयर इज नो फिक्स्ड नंबर ऑफ पॉइंटर्स, right? And because of that reason, we create graph using linked list, but the representation will be something different than the tree. अगर आप ट्री नॉर्मल रिप्रेजेंटेशन देखो या तो फिर लिंक लिस्ट रिप्रेजेंटेशन देखो, दोनों एक तरह से दिखते हैं. सर्कल की जगह पे रेक्टेंगल आ गया, right? दोनों almost similar दिखते हैं. But in terms of graph, that's not going to be happening. In terms of graph, we will have some different way of managing these vertices in a memory. And we will have a look at that later. अभी नहीं. ग्राफ को मेमोरी में कैसे स्टोर करेंगे वो हम बाद में देखेंगे. But let me tell you, even graph can be stored using array and using linked list, both. And in the third unit, हम दोनों ways देखेंगे. ट्री और ग्राफ दोनों के लिए लिंक लिस्ट रिप्रेजेंटेशन और array रिप्रेजेंटेशन हम दोनों कंसिडर करेंगे later on. So that's the graph and few examples of graphs where we can use graph. Now, do you have any other idea where you find graphs? जो हमने डिस्कस किए उसके अलावा भी कोई एग्जाम्पल आपके माइंड में है? Where do you see graphs? Anyone? Or let's say tree and graph, both. Let's take example of both tree and graph. where do you find tree and where do you find graph? ट्री के लिए हमने फैमिली ट्री एग्जाम्पल देखा, उसके अलावा कोई एग्जाम्पल आपके माइंड में है? Correct. Harshit is saying folder and its files can be tree. That's the perfect example. आप अपने पीसी में, विंडोज पीसी में जब आप एक्सप्लोरर फाइल एक्सप्लोरर ओपन करते हो तो उसकी लेफ्ट साइड आपको पूरा ट्री दिखता है, फोल्डर स्ट्रक्चर. Correctly, that's the example of tree. Yes? लिंक लिस्ट में? नो, दैट डिपेंड्स. लुक, सिंगली लिंक लिस्ट में सिर्फ एक पॉइंटर था. अगर हम डबली लिंक लिस्ट करेंगे तो 2 पॉइंटर रहेंगे. सो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन योर नीड. ट्री, अगर बाइनरी ट्री है तो 2 पॉइंटर चाहिए. अगर एन अरे ट्री है तो n पॉइंटर्स चाहिए, राइट? Yeah, Abdali says hierarchy. Definitely, wherever you have hierarchical order, it is going to be either tree or a graph. Either tree or a graph. Yeah, Rahul is saying, sir, abstract syntax tree, which is used to parse files. Yes, it can be. And if you are somewhat aware of syntax trees, then now I can say all your mathematical expressions can be represented in a tree form. Let me show you. For example, you have a mathematical equation, something like A is equals to B star C. Star is nothing but multiplication. B star C minus D divide E. Let's say this is your mathematical expression. Now this can be represented in terms of tree. Now when you start creating your tree, you have to look at the precedence of operators and also associativity of operator. So multiplication and division is having same precedence. Left to right associativity. So B star C happens first. Now this is how we can create a tree. Now whatever answer you have with B star C, that is going to be minus D divide E. Now again, minus and division will be performed first. So you'll have D divide E operation. And both these answers will be subtracted. Okay? And that final answer is going to be assigned in A. That is going to be assigned in A. So this is nothing but your expression tree. Expression tree. Now, expression tree depends on the operator. अगर सारे के सारे बाइनरी ऑपरेटर हैं तो ये बाइनरी ट्री बनेगा. Okay? Maybe you may have tertiary operator, conditional operator, question mark colon. तो उस केस में ये आपका टर्शरी ट्री बन सकता है. यूनरी ऑपरेटर्स भी हैं हमारे पास, प्लस प्लस माइनस माइनस, लेफ्ट शिफ्ट राइट शिफ्ट एंड सो ऑन. तो उस केस में कभी कभी आपका यूनरी ट्री भी हो सकता है. डिपेंड्स व्हाट काइंड ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन यू हैव. ओके. Now this kind of expression trees you will learn more in maybe 5th or 6th semester compiler design subject. Okay. Yeah, Harshit is saying Fibonacci using recursion can be represented as tree. Well, any kind of function call can be tree. Any kind of function call can be tree, because from your main you call one function result. From that result you call another function, let's say sum. So this is nothing but hierarchical order. So it can be tree. Now this function call is going to be normal function call is going to be a simple tree, unary tree. एक ही child होगा हर बार. Now if some, let's say in some cases after few number of statements you call another function. मान लो कि ये sum करके आप result और result में से main में वापस आ गए, उसके बाद आपने print करने के लिए दूसरा function call किया, right? So just to have an idea of dependency, main depends on result and print. So ये dependency का अगर सिर्फ idea चाहिए आपको, then you can have all the function dependencies represented in terms of tree. Every function depends on other functions. तो जितने भी function पे वो depend करता है, आप dependency जो है वो इस तरह से tree में दिखा सकते हो. Recursion is going to be represented with graph, because recursion is nothing but calling the same function. A function depends on the same one. So Fibonacci from main, एक बार आप Fibo function call करोगे and then you are going to recurse it. Self loop. Tree में कभी loop नहीं होती, graph में loop हो सकती है, so it can be represented as a graph. Yep. Any more ideas? Somewhat louder, please. Yeah, you are talking about assembly language. Assembly language depends on 3 address or 2 address language. But in that case, look, if you have 2 address assembly code, then all your registers and your answer will depend on other registers. So when you add or subtract or do some operation and then you store that address, store that answer in some register. So registers depends on other registers. Dependency we can see display with tree. And that dependency is more important in terms of assembly code, because that creates a blockage. Until and unless you have this answer, you cannot go for further calculation, right? So that's why compiler goes for syntax tree. जो मैथमेटिकल इक्वेशन आपने लिखा है उसमें से वो पहले सिंटेक्स ट्री बनाएगा. सो यू विल हैव आइडिया व्हाट डिपेंड्स ऑन व्हाट थिंग. तो डिपेंडेंसी यहाँ पे फाइनल हो जाएगी एंड देन इट विल ट्राई टू कन्वर्ट दिस एक्सप्रेशन ट्री to the assembly code. Now compiler has number of phases. Now you will learn those number of phases in the compiler design subject, and at that time you will see these parsing, creating trees and parsing trees in those intermediate phase. Okay. Definitely, based on operator precedence, we are going to create this thing. Now, computer is not always going to take infix expression. It will convert this infix expression to prefix or postfix. Now, prefix and postfix expressions are something where you need not to focus on precedences. Even you need not to focus on अगर मैंने ये कर दिया तो if I have parentheses, हम ब्रैकेट का यूज क्यों करते हैं? To overwrite the other precedence. मल्टीप्लीकेशन और डिवीजन का प्रेसिडेंस ज्यादा था, अगर मुझे वो ओवरराइड करना है तो मैंने ब्रैकेट बना दिया. नाउ माइनस पहले होगा, तो ब्रैकेट भी आ सकते हैं, अलग अलग ऑपरेटर भी हो सकते हैं, और कंप्यूटर इसमें कंफ्यूज हो जाएगा. सो व्हाट कंप्यूटर विल डू, it will convert your infix expression to either prefix or postfix. So those prefix and postfix expressions are parenthesis free expressions, and in that case we need not to be bother of any kind of precedence, क्योंकि जब वो conversion होगा तो precedence पहले से ध्यान में ले लेगा. We are going to see that conversion process because that conversion process requires stack. तो stack की application में हम वो देखेंगे कि आप infix को prefix या तो फिर infix को postfix कैसे convert कर सकते हो. We will see that. Yeah, any more queries? At the end, it is just a memory. An assembly code is going to access that memory. So when you write a of 0, you are accessing 0th element memory. So when that code is converted to the assembly code, तो assembly code में instructions आ जाएंगे. Load instruction, load this memory value to the register. So that will be converted at the time of compilation process. Okay, so these are few examples of trees and a graph. Look, graph काफी जगह पे आपको दिखेगा. Wherever you have some kind of dependencies or relations, one thing depends on other, or let's say one thing has some kind of relation with other, you can always go for graph. नेटवर्क ग्राफ हो गया, कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क है, ट्रैवल और ट्रांसपोर्टेशन रिलेटेड नेटवर्क है, या तो फिर मान लो कि even we can have tree or a graph for your library. We have number of books, and those books are issued to or let's say issued by students and returned by the students. So अब एक ही बुक एक के बाद एक काफी सारे स्टूडेंट ले सकते हैं, वापस दे सकते हैं. So on timeline, if you go and create some kind of dependencies, तो आप ट्री दिखा सकते हो. Now जब तक एक स्टूडेंट ने वो बुक रिटर्न नहीं किया, तब तक दूसरा स्टूडेंट उसको प्री बुक भी कर सकता है. लाइब्रेरी में मान लो कि 10 कॉपी थी और 10 की 10 कॉपी किसी 10 अलग स्टूडेंट ने इशू कर ली. अब अदर स्टूडेंट को वो बुक चाहिए लेकिन वो अवेलेबल नहीं है, लेकिन वो प्री बुक कर सकेगा. सो दैट अगर कोई भी स्टूडेंट वो बुक रिटर्न करता है लाइब्रेरी में, तो उसका नोटिफिकेशन वो स्टूडेंट को जाएगा जिसने प्री बुक किया होगा. So that student depends on these 10 students. अगर 10 में से कोई रिटर्न करेगा तभी उसको मिलेगा. So there is a dependency. You can create that dependency graph if you want. Now also you can have either tree or a graph. Let's say when you represent some data, you have a person. You have a person. Now, I think you have already started database management system, DBMS. And in DBMS, you are going to learn ER diagrams. Entity, relationship, diagram. Okay, ER diagram. Now, ER diagram is nothing but a graph where person is entity. Every person will have some attributes. Person ID. And then person ID, you are going to say it is a primary key. So underlined. अगर अभी तक ये आया नहीं तो आप बाद में सीखोगे, but this is how you are going to draw that ER diagram. So ER diagram. Person will have person ID, F name, L name, age, या तो फिर you can have DOB, date of birth, and from date of birth you can have derived attribute, age or something, right? Now a person can order for some item. Let's say you are going for online shopping. So you can have an order entity. Every order will have some order ID, customer ID, right? And this customer ID is nothing but going to be the person ID as a foreign key, right? So order ID, customer ID, and then product IDs. जितने भी products उसने order किए हैं, product IDs and so on. So somehow you are going to have these entities, attributes, and those are going to be related in some form. Now depends कि आप अपने सॉफ्टवेयर का डिजाइन कैसे करते हो, right? पर्सन और ऑर्डर, ये दोनों को आप कैसे मर्ज करते हो? In like that way you can have some relations here or anything. You may have third table, third entity, and so on. Even you'll have one product entity जिसके लिए आपको product ID मिलेगा, product description मिलेगा, and so on. So that's going to be another graph, example of a graph. Okay. So graph is often viewed as a generalization process of some kind of a structure. It will have complex relationships defined inside. The best part of a graph, or the advantage of a graph, is most of the real world situations can be represented like a graph. Okay, but the disadvantage here is some algorithms are very much complex and slow. अगर आप एक बड़ा सा ग्राफ है आपके पास और आपको shortest path find करना है, then you are going to apply some algorithm, some process, and that process may be slower or very much complex, time consuming, space consuming maybe. So we will see few examples of those kind of operations on a graph later at the end of third unit. Okay, so that's what the graph is. So we have seen array, stack, queue, linked list. All these are nothing but linear data structures. Now, why linear? Because in these data structures, your data is going to be arranged in a sequential order. अगर array है तो एक list है. array से ही आप stack बनाते हो, queue बनाते हो. अब stack के अंदर उसका behavior क्या है? Last in first out. अगर queue है तो first in first out. तो आपने एक line बना दी. It is a sequential order. Linked list is also going to be the sequential order क्योंकि आपके पास सिर्फ पहले नोड का एड्रेस है स्टार्ट. अगर आपको थर्ड नोड चाहिए तो आपके पास फर्स्ट नोड का एड्रेस है, उसके पास से आपको सेकंड नोड मिलेगा, सेकंड के पास जाओगे तब आपको थर्ड नोड मिलेगा. सो यू हैव टू ट्रैवर्स योर डेटा स्ट्रक्चर in a one direction only. So that can be either forward direction or backward direction. So if your data is stored sequentially, if you can traverse your data in forward or backward manner only, then it is called linear data structure. Okay? But if your data is not stored sequentially, कैसे पता चलेगा? When you traverse your data, तो आपके पास multiple options होंगे, मैं इस साइड जाऊं या इस साइड जाऊं. Just like a tree. If you are at a root node, then आपके पास दो ऑप्शन है, आप लेफ्ट साइड जाओगे या राइट साइड जाओगे. So when your data is not stored in a sequential order, you can confirm it by looking at multiple branches from a single place or a single node. Then you can say it is a non-linear data structure. Non-linear data structures cannot be traversed in a single run. आप लेफ्ट साइड गए, खत्म हो गया, तो आपको वापस आना पड़ेगा और उसके बाद आप राइट साइड फिर से जाओगे. राइट साइड से वापस आओगे तब बोलोगे कि वी आर डन. करेक्ट. Rahul is saying using backtracking. So wherever you need to use backtracking, just because you have multiple branches, then it is non-linear data structure. And the examples are trees and graphs. So this is the categorization of all the data structures we have seen. Once again, array, stack, queue, and linked list. These four data structures are linear data structures. Tree and graphs are non-linear data structures. So that's all. That's all we wanted to see in this unit. But as I told you, we will have a look at one more point, abstract data type as a bonus content. ADT, abstract data type. So let's go through it. Now, what do you mean by data type? Can anyone tell me what is data type? Type of a data. Okay. Anything else? Look, when you define data type, it also defines its operations. If I say I have integer data, तो मैं उसमें एडिशन सब्ट्रैक्शन कर पाऊंगा. बट इफ आई से कैरेक्टर डेटा, देन आई कैन नॉट परफॉर्म एडिशन एंड सब्ट्रैक्शन ऑपरेशन ऑन कैरेक्टर. वेल, सी प्रोग्राम में चलेगा क्योंकि कैरेक्टर जो है वो इंटरनली आस्की वैल्यू है. सी प्रोग्राम कैन डू प्लस एंड माइनस, बट एक्चुअली नॉट. Yeah, Rishi is saying inbuilt functions which carries those operations. That's correct, but in simple way we can say when you define your data type, it will also define its operations. एक बार आपने डेटा टाइप फिक्स कर लिया तो उसके ऑपरेशंस भी फिक्स हो जाते हैं. तो अब हमें ये देखना है कि अगर मैं स्टैक को एक डेटा टाइप बना दूं तो आप क्या समझोगे? ओके, स्टैक इज वन डेटा टाइप, तो उसके साथ उसके ऑपरेशंस भी आ जाएंगे. अगर मुझे कुछ नंबर इंसर्ट करना है, डिलीट करना है, तो वो ऑपरेशन भी उसके साथ में लिख दूं. सो आई एम गोइंग टू डिफाइन अ स्टैक जिसके लिए मुझे एक एरे चाहिए, एक टॉप वेरिएबल चाहिए, एंड अलोंग विद दैट उसके ऑपरेशंस. वेल, स्टैक में अगर आप कुछ इंसर्ट करते हो तो वो ऑपरेशन कहलाता है पुश. इंसर्ट ऑपरेशन को हम पुश ऑपरेशन बोलते हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्टैक. डिलीट ऑपरेशन को हम पॉप बोलते हैं. एंड पुश पॉप के साथ आप और भी ऑपरेशंस ले सकते हो. If you want to display your entire stack, display. Just you want to check whether your stack is empty, yes or no. So is empty, is full. You may also go for change operation if you want. So these are the operations on stack. Right? Now what we want to do is we want to create this as a single entity. And I want to define this as a data type. तो मैं इसको एक डेटा टाइप बना दूंगा. बट आई ऑल्सो वॉन्ट कि भाई जो इसको यूज करे उससे पता नहीं चलना चाहिए कि मैं अंदर क्या करता हूं. लेट्स से मैंने एक स्टैक बनाया और आपको यूज करने के लिए दे दिया. आपको पता नहीं चलना चाहिए कि ये स्टैक मैंने लिंक लिस्ट से बनाया है या एरे से बनाया है. आपको पता नहीं चलना चाहिए कि मैं टॉप कैसे मेंटेन करता हूं, प्लस प्लस माइनस माइनस से क्या करता हूं. यू आर नॉट कंसर्न्ड अबाउट हाउ आई एम मेंटेनिंग एवरीथिंग इनसाइड. आपको सिर्फ ये पता है कि पुश करो तो एक नंबर सेव हो जाएगा, पॉप करो तो एक नंबर डिलीट हो जाएगा, मुझे मिल जाएगा. अगर मुझे सारे के सारे नंबर्स देखने हैं तो मैं डिस्प्ले कॉल कर लूंगा. अब डिस्प्ले मैंने इटरेशन से बनाया है या रिकर्जन से बनाया, आपको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. सो यूजर इज नॉट कंसर्न्ड अबाउट हाउ आई हैव इंप्लीमेंटेड दिस थिंग. सो फॉर यूजर इट इज एब्स्ट्रैक्ट. द मीनिंग ऑफ एब्स्ट्रैक्शन. एब्स्ट्रैक्ट का मतलब डिटेल पता नहीं है, सिर्फ मुझे ओवरव्यू पता है. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एब्स्ट्रैक्ट डेटा टाइप. मैं सारा कुछ डिफाइन करके एक फाइल सेव कर लूंगा और वो फाइल आपको दूंगा. आप वो फाइल इंक्लूड करोगे और यूज कर लोगे. आप वो फाइल का कोड नहीं देखोगे. दैट इज व्हाट द एब्स्ट्रैक्ट डेटा टाइप इज. सो व्हाट इज एडीटी, abstract data type? ADT is the way we look at data structure. We focus on what it does. We do not focus on how it does. And the best example for this is file, capital F-I-L-E. Now I have a doubt, maybe file handling चला था आपका C program में? नहीं? Okay, and then you won't be aware of this file, capital F-I-L-E, file. Look, in C program, if you want to open, write, read, close your files, binary files, text file भी एक तरह से binary file ही है. So if you want to read or write your file, तो आपको file pointer लेना पड़ेगा. And this file, capital F-I-L-E file, is inbuilt abstract data type in C programming language. You directly, जैसे ही आप integer I लिखते हो, declaration of a variable, same way आप लिखोगे F-I-L-E file, pointer FP. So this is a data type. हमने variable declare किया, तो ये data type है. लेकिन हमें पता नहीं कि अंदर क्या चलता है. So it is abstract. Well, it's time, so we have to conclude this session right now. In next session, okay, we will have a look at more about abstract data type. We will try to understand more about ADT, and that will be the end of this unit. So after that, we will start our second unit. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you. Thank you everyone for being part of this session here. See you in the next week, next lecture. Bye-bye. Yeah, Tirth is saying, sir, please share PPT in the e-content. Once we complete entire unit, I'm going to upload this PPT in the e-content. जैसे ही unit खत्म होगा, मैं PPT upload कर दूंगा. Okay? Yeah, thank you.